I hate to break the fishing news after Yaremchuk, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down, Yaremchuk.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Come in. Welcome into episode 277 of the Real Life Podcast. I'm Tyler Yaremchuk. Scrambling Yaremchuk today. Usually I have like a page of notes. I have all my ad reads written out with points about what I want to do with them. Today I have 277 written on the sheet, and then all I wrote was Oodle, TB, and Manscaped. So I am fully prepped for this podcast. Someone carry this thing away. Just kidding.
NFL draft weekend.
There's a funny, I don't know if you saw Ian Rappaport's latest tweet. Did you?
No. What happened?
Well, no, well, I'll save it. First, this podcast is brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Oodle Noodle, 14 locations in Edmonton. More coming. I'm getting a call on my phone from Rwanda. I'm sure that's important business I have going on in Rwanda.
Important.
Must be your aunt.
I should have brought them onto the pod, actually. I should have answered.
Yes, come on.
I already hit decline.
Hey, your bag milk. Quick business chat for you since this is real life. Is the site down?
No, I'm currently in the back end right now.
I can't load it for some reason.
That's what she said.
It also sometimes Little Brick's Wi-Fi is sometimes.
I just loaded it, so it's good.
Okay, so it's a J thing. Okay, that's good. Carry on.
Thought I had more time there. I took a bite of a French fry.
Oh, I'm enjoying a bowl of soup. Well,
this is truly real life today because this is going to be all over the place. Let's start it by talking a little Oilers because we got a Battle of Alberta tonight. And at the beginning of the season, I kind of looked at the schedule. You see all these Battle of Albertas coming up near the end of the year. And you're like, oh, man, these are going to be like for a playoff position. These are going to be wild. But I am incredibly like, meh, Battle of Alberta. The Flames are dog shit. Don't really care what's going to happen tonight. Oilers are kind of locked up second in the division now. Bag Milk, are you getting the same sense? Or are you still fired up for a BOA?
No, I want them to kill them.
Okay.
I want them to flex the killer instinct, put their put their foot on the heads of the Flames and push them into the fucking pool where they're drowning. That's what I want. This
is usually when you like it the most when we kill them. You know, that's the times when I get the most stuff for Battle of Alberta. Sure, I like it to be tough and stuff, but to know that there's a really good chance that we just absolutely dominate them again, that's what I look forward to.
Also, the fact that the Oilers could be the ones that literally push them off the cliff into the offseason of not doing anything playoff related. That's what I want.
That's just good rivalry.
I think they're already there, but
like officially, like
yeah, I want the math. I want the check mark beside the Oilers name and then the eliminated by the Flames.
Like it's close enough where like it could happen in the same game where we eliminate them and we clinch. That is special.
So the Flames, I just wrote the GDP. So the Flames magic number for elimination is 5.5, which is nothing. And then the Oilers' magic number to clinch is 7. So, you know, we could make some progress here this week. 2 games against the Flames. I'd like to see them wrap it up. Let's go.
Yep, let's go. And also, I'd like to see them redeem. Like Calgary got away with one on us, beating us 5-0 in a very shitty situation for us. So I want us to go back in front of Calgary, the Flames that is, and show them who we really are again.
Bag Milk, you run the Instagram account for for Oilersnation, right? And the last couple days, you've had a couple of surveys. Like today, you had the one who's going to win Edmonton, Calgary. I saw that it was obviously like 98% Edmonton, but I think you had one the other day. Will the Oilers? What's the chances of the Oilers taking over the Leafs for first in the North? Do you know offhand how that one ended up? Because I definitely said no on that.
Give me a sec. I'll be able to find it in 2 seconds, but you'll need to vamp.
It's pretty unlikely.
I did not realize how close, like 5, I think we were 6 points or 5 points at that moment.
We're 7 back right now.
Yeah.
We're 7 back right now, eh?
We don't want it to happen. We don't match up well right now against Montreal.
No, fuck that. The Oilers right now can beat any team in this division in a 7-game series the way they're playing.
Well, I agree. But it's just for some reason in front of Montreal, we haven't figured that out yet. So I'd rather just demolish Winnipeg in the first round and see who's left after the Toronto-Montreal series.
So
Ryan McLeod.
So the answer to that poll, Chalmers, it was about Quick math here. Quick Yaremchuk math. It was about 55% no voted catching the Leafs.
So that means 80% yes? Yaremchuk math?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
55, that means it's an even split.
Yep.
I mean, it's a tie.
Yeah, it's a tie. Ryan McLeod's been great, but you know who I actually want to talk about? The fucking other Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
He's on fire.
He's back. He looks like a new player.
Tyler, he got that
so bad from him.
Yes, he did. Absolutely, we did. And he had that last night, that goal, that fucking low rip. You can't stop it.
That is vintage on brand Nugent-Hopkins right there.
Even if cannot stop that.
Did you see how hard Draisaitl skated for that open net just to get McDavid another point? Like, they want him to get points right now. I love it. They're just like, if they're going that intense for an open netter, man, I love the way this team's playing right now.
How oily of a 3-point night was that for Connor McDavid?
That was crazy.
Ridiculous.
That's just like nonchalant, like nothing, like just oily, just fucking like he's gonna do it. The McCentry is happening.
7 points in 2 games against the Jets is just absurd. He fucking I tweeted this last night, and Connor McDavid owns the Jets to the point where their fans should be shouting him out during the anthem because he is just running the show right now against the Winnipeg Jets.
I saw a graphic on Sportsnet, and he doesn't even right now have the best all-time goals per game for a year. He's at 1.76 goals per game for the season. And Mario Lemieux, when he came back from that retirement stint, he went 1.77 for the whole season. So I still think McDavid can get it. I know he probably will. That just kind of shocked me thinking about all of his multi-point games this season.
He's a freak.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Like I have all the all the 4+ point games up in front of me right now on NHL.com, and like McDavid and Draisaitl are just littered on this thing. Like, it's insane. I mean, I'm just spitballing here from looking at them, but the Oilers account for like 1/10 of the amount of 5 or 4+ point games in the NHL this year. Like, that's insane.
Not surprised. And yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say there could be a variant either side of that Yaremchuk math, of course.
Yeah.
It could be 20%. It could be 4%. Who knows?
I'm just spitballing from looking at the screen here. I didn't actually do the math. Also, something Lowtide pointed out to me today. This could be the first year in NHL history where the player who leads the NHL in points, that number is higher than the player who leads the NHL in penalty minutes.
Oh,
how's that for a pull from Lowtide? That is a random stat.
Because Max Domi has 71 right now, and McDavid's at 84.
Bagmilk, can you look up the origins of spitballing? I don't understand why that means what it means.
Yes, I can.
Well, you know what it means. You just don't know where it came from.
I know what it means. I just don't. Usually, I can piece that kind of shit together. You can think of back to olden times, but
well, spitballing, I think means taking something and throwing it at the wall, and if it sticks, like a spitball would stick.
No, I think it's like you're just sitting there gabbing, like talking a lot, and like balls of spit are coming out of your mouth because you're just like going off the cuff and talking so much.
All right.
All right. So don't be in the radius of your Yaremchuk when he is talking.
Yeah,
he's very.
I get a moist mouth.
Please make that a button of some kind. God. I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Really someone clip that up, please. We have to use that against him forever.
Yeah, Surveyor Brett, there's a clean one for you, pal.
Super clean.
All right. So the word spitball was first used in the 1700s to mean a tool to blacken one's boots. Later, the word spitball was used to mean a chewed up piece or wad of paper used as a missile by a child. Still later yet, a spitball was a certain type of baseball pitch that involved applying spit to a ball to make it wobble. However, now we're going to keep going through here. It was not until the early 1930s that it starts to come under the current use, which means kind of just coming up with ideas. So 1930s, Chalmers. This is a very long article. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but yeah, there's your answer. So in the span of about 230 years, it evolved a little bit from shining boots to coming up with ideas.
Because you heard the term, like, let's just throw a bunch of things on the wall and see what sticks.
Yes.
Like, that's brainstorming. And that to me is spitballing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just spitballing here. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
just within a 30-foot radius of your Yaremchuk here, getting
so it has nothing to do with my very moist mouth.
Oh my god!
I stay well hydrated. What can I say?
So yeah, how many glasses or cups or liters of water do you run 3 in a day?
So this thing here that I'm holding in front of me, the water bottle, I'm trying to see the number on it.
24 ounces. It's about 16, about 3/4 of the way up, isn't it?
Because yours is similar to mine.
This is about, I think about 24 ounces here. And I'll say I drink anywhere from 5 to 8 of them in a day.
Wow.
What is that in milliliters? Like,
hang on, you drink 5 to 8 of those bottles a day?
Hell yeah.
You must just be pissing all day long. Just like.
Why does he think that's funny? That's just science.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Trying to clear out the kidneys. Yaremchuk fled the scene after we've discovered that he is a constant piss baby.
Yeah, he is a piss baby, a moist mouth piss baby.
Yeah.
Oh. No,
why is that funny? Water makes you pee.
I'm not. Yeah, 100%.
Is there a story there that we need to know about?
No.
Let's unwrap this a little bit more.
Yeah.
No, I was just really close to saying something that would have been clipped forever.
I'm glad you're having fun with this.
I am
alienating all of us in the audience.
Yeah, because I still want to know how often you're peeing if you're drinking fucking 10 liters of water a day, it appears.
Yeah, I just, whenever, I don't know, I don't keep track of them. I'm not like counting, but I do need
I'd like to see you
lot.
count, please.
Yeah, I can get that done. I'll just start counting how much I pee in a day.
That's how he floods his in-laws' house.
Yeah, that was just all piss.
He overflowed the toilet with the amount of, that's why he overworked the toilet with the 38 piss breaks he took for the 90 minutes that he was there.
Yeah.
And the toilet just gave in and flooded the house.
Is happening.
Well, all I know is that Yaremchuk, in my opinion, could be a fan of water sports, but that is a conversation for another day.
He must have a weird OnlyFans account, hence his water consumption.
He's got rubber mats and an OnlyFans, and that's all he needs.
Oh, jeez. I knew it. I knew there was something there if we unpacked it a bit more.
Anyway. But should we talk NFL draft? Or
I regret where this episode's going already. We're going to have Scott
You can get back to Nuge if you want.
Yep.
I just think he looks like a totally new player since he came back. And I feel bad for getting mad at him at points this year because he's been fantastic. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. And I hope they get a new deal done soon. I think Stauffer said something today about how like an offer is going to be made. It's going to be up to Nuge's agent whether or not he signs it, which kind of sounds like a very basic way to talk about contract negotiations. But Stauffer saying that probably means that there is going to be another offer coming soon. Or at least that's what I'm piecing together in my own brain. I'd like to see an extension announced before the playoffs.
I would
That's
too.
just me.
It'd make me feel good.
Me too. Yeah.
Going to the playoffs on a nice note. When it was his birthday, like 10 days ago, and the Oilers sent out the tweet in all caps, Nuge, with like the little exploding like birthday emoji or whatever it is. And I was like, holy shit, they signed him. And when it was his birthday, I was like, fuck, it's just his birthday. It means nothing to me. Yeah.
Sorry, Nuge. Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, happy belated birthday.
From the rest of us, not Tyler.
Yes, exactly. And Josh Park for that matter.
Yeah.
All right.
Josh Park. Yeah.
Charles, you wanted to hear my NFL draft thing. We're not going to spend too much time on this because this is a hockey podcast. I don't want people to get mad and be like, "Oh, talk about the Oilers." But this is interesting,
what
and I kind of
to talk about. What is there to talk about? We've already talked enough about the Oilers because
they're going to the playoffs. I don't know.
Yeah,
we talk about Kulikov and his crazy gaffes last night. We could talk about Ryan McLeod. We could talk about
how about Koskinen's new bucket?
Dude, the finish so sharp.
But it looks like
you're saying that we can talk about that, but do we want to?
I
want to know if you're going to talk about the NFL draft. I want to know the guys with the best nicknames this year because that is my favorite part of the first round of draft day every year. Is the guys with the best NFL.
No, Bag Milk, you'll know this guy. So Ian Rappaport tweets out, like, we're talking 30 minutes ago. Update on former first round pick Tim Tebow. He recently worked out with the Jaguars, and there has been at least some discussion of him signing with the Jags. Oh, he's also a tight end now.
All right. So he's done with baseball then, yes?
Yeah, he's no more baseball. He's gone from quarterback to baseball player to like, you know what? NFL was kind of fun. I'm going to be a tight end. And there's talk the Jags might sign him.
He's built like one.
I just got a big delivery to one of my job sites here, so I had to move, and I missed all of that. Who are you talking about?
Are you fucking kidding me, Chalmers?
I'm dead serious. What am I supposed to do? These guys pull up. I'm sitting right in the way of where they need to drop all this material, and so I had to get out of the way and tell them where to put it. And yeah, I totally missed that.
I literally only read that for you, but I guess I'll read it again. From Ian Rappaport.
Yes.
Update on a former first-round pick. Tim Tebow recently worked out for the Jaguars, and there has been at least some discussion of him signing. And he's a tight end now.
That's what he should have been all along, man. And you know what? That's unbelievable. I can't stand Tim Tebow. I never have been able to. I really hope this doesn't pan out. But he should have been a tight end all the time because he is jacked.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. And like tight ends are basically. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. The NFL contracts aren't really worth a whole lot, right? In that they could sign him to something and then just punt him 2 seconds later. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like there's, it's all about the guaranteed money because in the NFL they can basically cut you and buy you out at any moment. And it's something the players hate, but it's just they collectively bargained it. So I don't know. They can't bitch about it anymore. But yeah, it's not like baseball where
they need to tighten their PA. That's like,
they really,
because I just remember like I always see like these things where a guy he'll have signed a monstrous contract and then a year or two later or something is just like cut from the team. I was like, well, how does that work? So the contracts don't really mean anything. It seems like
no, they're just a suggestion.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need to spend much time on it, but the first round of the NFL draft last year was done all over Zoom, and it was done really well, and I really liked it because there was some of the things that we might remember that were super hilarious, like CD Lamb's girlfriend trying to take his phone and him basically like snatching it from her, not realizing he was on camera. Just a lot of other fun stuff that happened. But this year they're going to be in person, and old Roger Goodell is going to be hugging again.
Oh yeah, fully vaxxed Roger Goodell.
You want a big piece of NFL news now? This just came down 49 seconds ago from Adam Schefter.
A trade?
Reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with the Green Bay Packers that he has told some within the organization he does not want to return to the team.
He wants to host Jeopardy. Wow. I get it.
This could be a hell of a day in the NFL.
This is going to be a huge day. That's going to cost.
He should go to San Fran.
There was a rumor about that earlier today about how San Fran loaded up an offer for him.
Well, San Francisco also notably traded up in the draft to the third pick and has basically said that they're taking this guy named Mac Jones, who's a quarterback, and that Kyle Shanahan, their coach, is one guy who wants him, and that there's quite a few people who want another guy named Trey Lance, who's also a quarterback. I don't know how you go on as like a coaching staff if you know the guys that if you take the guy you want as the head coach and you know that there's even like a possibility that guys won't try as hard to make him good to prove that they were right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I love the NFL draft for a lot of reasons. Yeah. And that is like a lot of these guys, they work so hard, and immediately, if you get picked in the first 5 picks of the NFL draft, you could basically just look at them and say, your family never has to worry about money again. Your kids and your kids never have to worry about money again. And a lot of time, they don't come from anything. They come from nothing. Most of the stories
they're great stories.
They're great stories. Now, there is a lot of quarterbacks, and like I don't think Trevor Lawrence has that kind of story who's going to go number 1 today. But I just think the NHL draft, it doesn't do the same thing as it does after like pick 5 as the NFL draft does for me. I don't know.
Do you think that would help then, Chalmers? Because these dudes are generally older a little bit, that if the NHL pushed back draft eligibility until say 20 years old or 21, because I assume all these guys are generally 21, 22.
Yeah, they've played their college careers out.
19,
some elect early. Some elect early for the draft.
But not at like 19.
No. Well, Juju Smith-Schuster's pretty young. What about getting Gary Bettman to start hugging the draftees?
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more intimate.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Anyway, hug from the crypt keeper.
Anybody that wants to chat about the NFL draft tonight, Hit me up.
Yeah, DM Chalmers. We'll
I'm happy it's in Cleveland. Good for that city. I love Cleveland.
Yeah.
Fun times in Cleveland again.
I like
you guys know that video?
No.
It seems familiar.
The Cleveland tourism video. Fun times in Cleveland again.
When I think of a Cleveland song, it's Cleveland Rocks. Starring
the Drew Carey show. Yeah.
Cleveland does rock.
We can talk about some of this stuff with Scott Hastings coming up in like 25 minutes here.
I assume you can bet on the NFL draft, yes?
Oh fuck. You can bet on the NHL draft if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
But like, here's the thing. There's so many moving parts in the first round of the NFL draft that like even the best like Mel Kiper mock draft expert will get like 4 picks right out of 30. You know what I mean? Like there's not good accuracy. It's usually like
it's first. Tough. Once one player shifts, once one player moves, it's over.
Yeah. One trade
Pretty
happens.
Much.
You know, it just moves everything around.
No, I just want to see Vontae Mack get drafted in Cleveland. Let's go.
I just want to go golfing.
Yeah, you guys are getting hold up. You guys are getting in a pre-Oilers game round of golf.
We are living in an amazing COVID notwithstanding, because the COVID climate is horrific. But the fact that we can go and play a post-work round of golf before an Oiler game that's good living right there.
And it's still only April. It's April.
And it's April. It's right. Like we're playing with house money right now. It's so good.
Like I complained this morning when I took my dog out for a quick walk and I'm like, oh, it's kind of gloomy and shitty. Oh yeah, it's April. It's fucking April. That's a good sports day, boys.
Very good sports day.
So the round of golf and then you're just back home at whatever, like 7:00. And you mentioned you might miss the first 15 minutes of the game and you'll PVR it. I say
Starting
that
to question Jay's priorities here.
That is the best. I love, like, part of the reason I love the 5:00 starts on top of you're done early is if I'm like cooking dinner and I'm not done cooking until like 5:15, you pause the first 15 minutes of the game.
That would suggest you started cooking at 4:30, which is in itself impressive.
You know what I did? I never PVR games, and I have been because we have been golfing before a lot of games, and I don't want to miss the first period. And so when I get home, I watch them. But when you watch a game on just ×2 speed, it shows you the momentum swings so much better. Like you just see how they all move around in the zone. And then, it'll get to the neutral zone and then back into the zone, neutral zone back in. And it's like,
so you watch the games at 2 times speed?
No, just when I'll watch it like that. Yeah, to kind of catch up. I don't need to see like you don't get the small nuances of what's happening in those plays. But when I want to catch up, because I like being live. I hate not being live. I can't look at my phone. I can't look at Twitter, Instagram. I hate it. So I try to catch up that way. I go ×2 during the play. When they score, I'll then rewind it. I'll watch the goal, and then I'll go back to ×2, commercials ×4, and I usually catch up pretty quick.
It's even funny. ×2, like things are flying by.
×2, that is the speed of which the opposition views Connor McDavid at.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's a freak. Like that still image the other day of him getting the breakaway against Winnipeg and looking back over his shoulder. Who does that? He was changing lanes and he had to shoulder check. Like nobody does that. It was just the weirdest thing and the most amazing thing at the same time.
That's going to go down as like one of the and that might be the most iconic photo of this season is McDavid looking back at the Jets. Like that just sums up the whole year in like one little still image, him looking back at everyone.
Let's sell it as an NFT. Let's go.
I don't know what that means.
Non-fungible token, bro.
What?
A non-fungible token. It's a virtual piece of art.
I know what it is, but I don't know like the point of it. And I don't know. It's
to get that provenance, brother.
It's so you can say you own something that everyone has access to.
Yeah, but isn't it like also super bad for the environment?
What?
There's an angle that some people suggest that, yes.
Like those and mining Bitcoin and shit, they're like brutal for the environment.
Oh, the blockchain power required to kind of house and transfer NFTs is not exactly environmentally friendly.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
It's just like Bitcoin. There's people overseas that in the winter they have so many mining computers for Bitcoin in their houses that they'll shut off their power entirely, and that's what heats their homes in the winter. It's pretty wild, actually.
That's fucked.
So it's gnarly. Insane. I spent a lot of time reading about this nerdy shit, Yaremchuk.
Yeah, and like I respect the hell out of you for doing that because I'm not smart enough to wrap my head around that. But that will be the one thing, like, you know, your parents don't understand technology. Like that'll be my old man thing, is it'll be like NFTs and shit. And I'll be like, you kids, I remember Twitter.
I finally, there's now a piece of technology that is out there that I do not have an understanding of, that I just watched a video on. And I was TikTok? Like, I have hit that. No, are you checking? I'm fucking, our TikTok's blowing up, bro.
Chalmers, my 58-year-old dad is in on TikTok.
No. But, it's a joke. It's like saying Jay does TikToks. They're so bad that it questions whether or not he actually knows.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I don't fit the. I'm in the TikToks. I don't fit the genre of TikTok, but it's Roblox.
See, I bought some stock in Roblox because I believe it.
He's big on the Roblox stock.
Oh, of course, and it's crazy, but I'm just learning about it. I'm like, what the hell?
What is it?
It's interesting ecosystem.
If you are a kid under 15 in the United States, there's it's something, I'm spitballing, so don't quote me, but it's something ridiculous, like a 70% chance that you have interacted with a Roblox in some variety. Their daily usage is just bananas.
It's a virtual world, and other programmers can go in and program their own world. Yep. Within this world, and that people just kind of start attending and then buying things in that world. It's
Jesus
fucking yeah. It's a whole nother layer. So that's now I'm like, holy cow! I do not have an understanding of this. I've hit that point.
I'm trying to find this. There's a documentary basically about a game. Where you are a sim and you're in this whole other world, and people create stores in this virtual world, and you can go in and spend real currency on them. It's the whole thing is just, it's wild what we're getting into.
Is this like that Second Life thing that Dwight Schrute did?
Yes, it's exact. That's actually what it's called, the Second Life. I couldn't remember. Pulling it out of the office. Good for you. Thank you. Yeah, we're pushing ourselves into the Matrix sooner and sooner. It's gonna happen.
Like people are just going to want to be uploaded into that world and not even have to deal with real life.
Yes. Yeah. And that's spooky. It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
And you go around, you buy your digital apples and go have your digital dinner.
Yep.
And go to the digital bar to meet your digital wife.
Okay. So the documentary I was looking for is called Life 2.0. It's from 2010. So at this point, that's over a decade old.
That's old as shit.
But just watching it, and seeing where it was in 2010 to where we are probably now it's probably mind melting. And it's only going to get crazier. We're going to have Elon Musk putting chips in our fucking head. And all of a sudden I'm playing video games while I'm looking at you guys. And you guys are like, oh, Bag Milk's on the podcast. But really, I'm playing some kind of something. I don't know.
That's scary. I don't like it. Spooks me.
Imagine though, Tyler, you have your two TVs on the wall, plus you've got the chip in your brain. So you're doing picture in picture in picture. You got the two TVs plus the third one in the middle of your eyes or something like that. It's going to be great.
I gave up one of my two TVs actually.
Oh, you caved.
That's sad.
No, actually it was a good thing. My dad has been wanting to spend more time outside, and it started on his birthday when we wanted to watch an Oilers game together, but you can't sit inside together. So I brought over my second TV, put it on the deck. And then after that, he was like, can I keep it here for a bit? And I was like, yeah, sure, you can keep it. So I gave my second TV to my dad.
I wonder how many people are, because you can't do things together inside, but I wonder, are people buying a lot more projectors now? So you can throw something up on the side of the house or the garage or whatever, make your own kind of drive-in type scenario and watch a game.
Have you seen those new projectors? You literally put them a foot off the wall. Like you put them below, say you buy an entertainment center, you put it on the top of the entertainment center, and then it just shoots the image straight up the wall, up to 140 inches or something crazy.
See, that's the business.
That is the business. And all you have to do is just put a little umbrella over it, and then now it's good for any type of weather.
I can see Chalmers getting himself one of those where it's a big projector where you're watching the game with your boys outside because you can't do it inside.
Yeah. Dude, I just bought one. I got it delivered. I'm setting it up this weekend. I bought an outdoor off of Amazon. I bought an outdoor. It's called a mini projector. It came with a 120-inch nylon screen that will not
Wrinkle?
crease.
Rust?
Will not wrinkle. And so, yeah, it's awesome. And it was really actually quite inexpensive. I think it was all in like $174 or something like that.
Wow.
And so what I did was I had Shaw come over. And when I was renovating my current house that I'm in, I ran a underground cable feed to my garage because it's a detached garage in the back of my house. And I put about like 50 to 75 feet of cord in the garage. And I had the Shaw guy come over and put the end on it because you would think that wouldn't be a hard thing to do. Well, I've tried it a million times and I cannot do it. You need a special tool. Anyways, so now I can actually take my Shaw box right next to the projector in the backyard, have full cable. I tested it out in the garage the other day. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to do it. So we're probably going to do it this weekend because it's going to be nice.
See, I knew Chalmers would be on board of this projector lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so I had been looking at ways to get a TV outside, and like you can go and buy one of those stands that are for flat screen TVs that you'd see like in a boardroom or something, right? That wheels around and you could get one of those for like $150 and then buy like a 50-inch screen TV for like $500, $700. That was
cost
just
that much.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. Well, but the fact is I got to wheel it inside and like have it inside at all times. Like this projector is literally the size of like a PlayStation, maybe smaller, right?
Yeah.
So anybody looking for that, like, yeah, I can let you know which ones I got because it really does make a difference as to which one you buy when it's going to be outside. You need intense brightness, a lot of lumens they call them, and so. And
you'll just be down for a great summer is what you're going to be doing.
Oh, dude, we're gonna have a fire. We'll have a fire, and like right in front, my kids will put blankets down with like tons of pillows, and they'll just sit on the grass and like watch a movie on a Saturday night, like outside on a beautiful night. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it is gonna be great.
As long as I'm legally allowed.
You're legally allowed to come over to my house anytime you want.
Well, but if right now gatherings outside are allowed, so I can be there.
Yeah, once you're on my property, ain't nobody tell me what to do there.
Wow.
So.
Oh,
okay, there, big guy.
No, is that how you took it? I hate when people say that shit to me. Oh yeah, oh tough guy. It's a joke, buddy. It's a joke. I would like that anybody come and sit around my fire in the backyard, socially distanced. My wife puts the hammer down, so.
I would like to see your outdoor projection screen. I imagine the setup is cooler than you're leading us on. That you're leading on.
Well, I haven't actually set it up yet. When I do, I'll take pictures.
No, but the plans, I could see the plans already coming together, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I actually have like a really good backyard for it because it's going to be tucked in behind the garage, which is like where I put my skating rink. And so it'll be darker back there. No, it's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait. I've been dying to do it, but the weather's been crappy. So
yeah.
Today might be the best weather we've golfed in so far this year.
This is just a thing, but I love the first good rain of the year. Like I left when I was walking in. The best. When I was walking into the radio station today, it was raining heavily and I was like, this is great. Like I love the smell. And then after when I was leaving, the sun was starting to come out and it just smells so fresh. And you think about like the golf courses are going to be so green and it's almost ball season and all this shit. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Like golf courses are hard right now. Like our greens are firm. Yep. They're like in July type of greens right now. We need this rain. Do you know what it feels like to me when it rains the first time? It's just like everything has just like a haze of like dust, right? Yep. And that first rain just gets rid of it. And there's nothing better than this. Wasn't a big, real hard rain. I would prefer like a real nice night storm that just washes away all the filth.
Yeah, it's the best. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're a couple minutes away from Scott Hastings from OddsShark. Before we do that, if you've been listening to the pod and you haven't checked out manscaped.com yet, what are you doing? Get with the program, whether it's for you or whether there's someone in your life that you look at and go, you got to clean things up. Maybe you want to buy him a gift. You can do all of that. Manscaped.com. They got the Canadian special out now. You get free boxers and the toiletry bag and free shipping. Also, you want to save 20%? Easy. Promo code REALLIFE. That will save you 20%. The Lawnmower 3.0. We've all been using it now for a while and we all speak highly of it. And that's not just
I've got a date with mine this weekend.
There you go. That's not just talk either. Like I legitimately, and here's the other thing too. I've been using it now for like 3 months. I haven't had to charge it once. Like the battery on that thing is fucking insane. It's fantastic. I can't get enough of my Manscaped.
The LED light is just, I didn't know I needed it until I have it, you know?
Yeah. I just use it as a flashlight. I put it in my mouth.
Maybe it's a function, Yaremchuk, of not having much to trim.
No, I don't think that. I'm thinking of.
You guys wear the boxers?
Oh yeah, I wear the boxers.
Always.
They're nice. They are nice.
Yeah, they're really nice. Speaking of trimming, if you guys remember back around like November, December-ish, I grew out like my greasy little mustache. I'm debating bringing it back for the playoffs.
You got to. Yeah,
but I think I need to start growing it now.
Yes, I should have grown it. Started 3 months ago, but let's go.
Okay. I think you should definitely do it. It was a great look for you. It was very, very attractive to both our male and female listeners, and the Oilers can use the support. So I encourage you to do it.
And I think I would like match Nuge too. Like I think that could be something we bond over at some point.
Which is something you should probably do after all of the horrible things you've been saying about him over the last couple of weeks.
I never said horrible things. I just wasn't exactly supportive of him. But anyways, I might bring back the greasy mustache. Have you guys thought about like any cool playoff stuff yet? What are we doing?
I haven't
wishing for pre-pandemic days.
Let's take requests from our loyal listeners.
Well, we had the event there at the Pint that was the clinch party. I think we called it Clinchmas or something. Yep. And we had a barber, and we had a barber show up and shave people to shave people so they could start their playoff beard growth.
Yep.
Huh. That's fun.
So I think I got them to shave in the Brian Fontana mustache for an evening, and I felt very good, and then felt extremely.
You could rock a good mustache.
Oh yeah, Jay could get him. Jay's got a great mustache when he has one. Absolutely.
Dark. Yeah.
Yeah, you look like you're built for it. Anyways, Tom Selleck. I think we need like a very good like game day call to action for Oilers fans, or even just for listeners of this podcast. Like I'm trying to think of what we could do, like some little tradition where every game day, whether it's you're just a listener of this podcast or like for the nation as a whole, what is one like very cool call to action we could do where you post it out on Twitter? We got the hashtag, everyone comes together, everyone's doing it. It builds up the community. I don't know what we could do, but I'm thinking.
I like your passion.
Yeah, no, I like where you're going with this.
I do too.
What is a pregame?
Like, I don't know if we could do like a game day shotgun because not everyone drinks. Not everyone wants to shotgun a beer. That could like leave people out. Like we could do like the game day shot, but it doesn't have to be alcohol. Like that kind of thing. But that's like pretty basic. Like, I don't know, maybe hit us up in our DMs and we'll start to brainstorm some ideas.
Yeah, it'd be cool because if it's something you could take, and at some point, Josh at one point in the day takes like 30 of the videos that were made and like makes a montage. We're talking about a lot of work here, but at the same time, that's on Josh, so that's okay. Like even just something you got to keep the barrier of entry low, and also the ability for creativity high.
Yeah.
You can even just do like a.
Even just like a let's go video, like
or like keys to victory or a score prediction or something that gets us all on the same page, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. We'll think about it. If you have ideas, hit us up in any of our DMs or DM me, and we'll get to thinking on this. This will be our project for sort of the next couple episodes here, is we will bring up some ideas. We'll come up with some sort of call to action for Oilers fans, real life listeners, all that stuff for playoff time. Because I am all in.
Speaking about playoffs, I'm thinking about getting Oilersnation decals into the Oodle Noodle stores again.
Ooh,
so if anyone's looking for decals, come to a store, buy a bottle of water, buy a box, buy anything, and get a free Oilersnation decal. I'm working on that, so stay tuned.
Sounds good. I walked into work there. I was talking with Dusty a little bit. And I said, I was like, you know what? This team, like after last night, my optimism's never been higher. And I just look at them and I go, I think they can beat the Jets in a series. You're in round 2 going up against the Leafs or the Habs. Both those teams have flaws. Both those teams aren't playing great right now. I look at this and go, I think we could be going on a run here. And I mean, whatever. Hockey gods do what they do. I'm fully prepared for the Jets to shut down McDavid through 2 games, Mike Smith to get pulled in both games, and we're sitting here like, burning everything down. But I don't think that's happening. I think we're getting to a point where like legitimately I'd say there's a 50% chance they go on like a good run here. That's how optimistic I'm feeling.
As long as Cahoon can stay up on the first line and keep the dry line together on the second line, then, it's tough to shut down 2 lines. So I drink the Kool-Aid, man, hard. And we got Mike Smith, who's
he's giving off Rolly vibes.
Rolly vibes.
He just fucking wants it.
Ooh,
Connor wants it.
Rolly vibes. He totally is. You're right.
He's giving off Rolly vibes, man. He's got the old man swag. He's got some dad power. He's playing great.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking fiery as all hell. Like,
epic quaff.
Oh, the flow has been ready since day one.
It's great. It's good times. Yaremchuk, I'm drinking. I'm buying what you're selling.
And you know what? Even last night, I'm gonna give him love. Mikko Koskinen last night was excellent. Excellent.
6-3 with like a 929 save percentage since Smith came back. He's been good in the last couple months.
That's the secret to Mikko. If he plays 1 out of every 10 games, he's going to be lights out. But that save he makes in the first, like, who knows where the game goes if that goes in? Who knows?
Huge. And like that goal that did go, the Wheeler goal. I mean,
well,
what the fuck's he going to do on it?
We gave it to him. We put it on like that wasn't Mikko's fault. That was Kulikov gaff. Kulikov had a rough night.
I think that like last night I was just cruising Twitter and there's a lot of Oilers fans that are really still hard on Mikko, but you got to give props when props are due. He played. You got to
pump him up when he plays good. Exactly. Tons and tons of gratitude and appreciation for Mikko Koskinen from me.
And again, that bucket looks real sharp.
Oh, it's finish, man. Gets me.
It's very similar to Mike Smith's helmet. And I saw a meme page on Instagram throw something out that said Mikko Koskinen did it because he's trying to trick Dave Tippett into thinking he's Mike Smith so he can play more.
That's funny.
I get it.
That's funny.
I get it.
We gotta see Staylock. We gotta see what we got there.
Nah, I've changed my tune on that. I'm now of the mindset you don't need to. He's under contract for next year. He's coming back at league min. You can figure out what you have in him in training camp. I don't think you need to know what you have in Staylock anymore. I think it's fine. He's whatever. He's a third goalie or whatever.
As long as the old boy stays healthy, because like when Mike Smith's leaving practice early, everybody gets nervous right now.
Oh yeah. I feel that. All right. We're a couple minutes away from Scott Hastings from OddsShark. We'll talk a little bit more about these big NFL stories. We'll talk about some hockey as well. You'll want to stay tuned so we can get to our parlay for the day, get some betting advice from him. Always good stuff with our friend Scott Hastings from OddsShark. This has been I describe it as a slow-paced podcast, but we've hit on some good areas. It's been like relaxed.
I'm glad.
Anywho,
I'm glad we could.
There's nothing to really be fired up about right now.
No, and like that's kind of the nice part. Oilers are buzzing.
Yeah.
The weather's nice right now. Like I'm in just such like a kind of mellow mood of like, I'm happy.
Oh, I get it. We're just all happy. We're all just happy right now.
Gas prices.
Yeah, and lumber prices, Chalmers.
Lumber prices.
We can talk about Doge. Hey,
I can talk about Doge.
Yeah.
We can talk about Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I'm good.
What we think is going to happen there, and how
I can only assume it's going to be extremely awkward, but that's why I'm going to tune into it.
Yeah, it's going to be starchy and funny.
Awful.
It's going to be funny for all the wrong reasons, I think. Because Elon, like I've watched over the last year, I've watched a lot of Elon Musk, whether it's talks or interviews. He's not funny. He's just not funny.
I'm wondering, like, I'm surprised, like his board of directors and I guess he doesn't give a fuck what they say, is not doing everything in their power to stop it.
No, because he's Tony Stark. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get into some betting talk. We're bringing in Scott Hastings from OddsShark.com. Everything you need to make the sharper play, head to OddsShark.com, whether it is their supercomputer, whether it's just the odds or their go-to sports books. Everything is up at OddsShark.com. Scott, how's it going?
Absolutely everything is up. What's going on, fellas? How are you?
That can be send that to whoever your marketing person is. Everything is up at OddsShark.com.
Great.
Let's start with some NFL shit, man. This Aaron Rodgers thing, baby. We got an exciting few hours. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, that's good news for the Bears. That was the first team that came to my mind. It's the Bears. They struck out on Russell Wilson and whatnot, going with the Red Rocket heading into the season.
There is no chance he's going to go to the Packers' biggest. Actually, he might, with the amount he hates them. If he did, that would be unbelievable.
It's just a classic move. If he's that pissed off, I know that Chicago would have to severely overpay for that to happen, but it just would make sense. Like, that's where he wants to go. If he's not going to play, they got to get rid of him. If that's the case, and why not to a divisional rival?
I don't think so. It'll be fun to keep track of though here, because Twitter, like, I've had my tweet deck open this whole time here and I'm keeping an eye on it. It's just been buzzing this whole time. It's so good. NFL draft tonight though, Scott, for people who are listening to this, draft would be in, a couple hours and they maybe want to get in on it from a betting perspective. What are some popular ways to do that?
Yeah, I think the most common one, and of course, this is the story of the draft, is who is the Niners going to take. I think Mac Jones is the favorite at -200, and I ultimately think that's where he'll go, but there's plenty of options there. I think everyone else is plus money after that, Justin Fields and Trey Lance and whatnot. I do ultimately think he goes with Mac Jones, but that is the story of the draft at this point, so that is the most intriguing bet to play. I also saw that the running backs, I did a little write-up on the running backs, and the over-under for running backs going in the first round was set at 1.5, with the over juiced at -200. I think that for sure Najee Harris is definitely going from Alabama, and Clemson running back Travis Etienne, he's definitely going in that first round. So I think that's a smart play as well.
What about our local boy, Chuba Hubbard?
I was just going to bring him up. He's going late.
Yeah. He had a down year. I thought last year was the year to go. He went back for another season. Of course, he led the NCAA in rushing yards last year, or 2 seasons ago, I should say, and then returned for his final year, maybe a misstep. Although Travis Etienne, same thing. He also had a misstep going back for his senior year as well. I didn't really agree with. I think he will get drafted for sure. And I think he'll probably slip late second, early third.
Really? I've heard some people. I think that's optimistic.
Yeah.
You think even further, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had moments last night where I felt really, really old. I don't know why I'm interjecting when you have this point. So I'll get back to it. Go keep talking about your guy.
I was just going to say, personally, if I'm in a draft, I'm never taking a running back in the first round. I think it's a waste of money, a waste of a draft pick. You can, if your offensive line is good, you can throw anyone in the backfield and they'll do just fine. But that's just me. I'm not a general manager yet in the NFL. Stay tuned.
So, okay, now I'll interject. Yeah. So I had a moment last night where I was looking at the first round mock draft, and it's another one of those how old I feel. It's one of those moments in time when I saw at the back end of the first round, cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. I remember watching Asante Samuel not too long ago, and now he has a 19-year-old son in the draft. It's one of those moments where I was like, oh my God, I'm getting old. And I started thinking about my mortality. And then I got down a dark spiral. So yeah, it's crazy, man. He was born in 1983 and he's got a 19-year-old son. That's just crazy.
No comment.
Fair enough. All right, let's dig into some hockey stuff here. One question I kind of had for you, and like, I dig around, I look at a lot of the sort of like professional bettors picks around hockey. And I noticed like the one guy, Dom Lucian, he now has like a I'm not touching it list as we head down the stretch. Do you buy into like, or do you avoid the teams who have like, quote unquote, nothing to play for, or teams that have already clinched or anything like that? Like, do you have like stay away scenarios at all?
Was that my internet cracking out there for a sec here? No, I don't know. It's interesting because it can go both ways. There's the adage of they have nothing to play for, so why are they going to go out and play? Your boy Joe Osborne is he hates that notion because these are professional athletes that are still playing for a contract. They have next season. They have a lot of things on the line. The general managers, the coaches, there's a lot still at stake. So I don't really buy into that notion of we have nothing to play for, so we're not going to play to our best ability. So I don't agree with that. However, as far as the I will not touch lists, I've made those lists, but I still end up betting on them. So it's a pointless list.
Fair enough. Let's look at tonight then. Why not? Let's dig into it here. Whether it's you already gave us your one little piece of draft advice there. So whether it's baseball, if you got to play, and then let's do a little hockey betting tonight. What are you liking?
Yeah. I'll come more prepared on the baseball front this week. Boston got us in the ass last week. Actually, we were terrible all around. So I like the Diamondbacks tonight. You can take them on the money line -150 or on the run line. You'll probably get that at about +135-ish. If you're looking for a straight up dog, I don't mind the Rangers over said Boston Red Sox, but my main play is Arizona tonight. And then looking at the ice, I like the Wild to bounce back over the Blues after yesterday. I thought they were going to win that game yesterday. So I'm going to go back right with them tonight. And I like Dallas to keep it close with the Lightning. Dallas has been a scrappy team. The Lightning in one of those positions where, they're sort of winning some games, losing some games. They're scuffling a little bit. So at -170, I don't like the value on Tampa Bay. So give me Dallas on the puck line. And then I'm going to take the over in the Islanders and Rangers game, over 5.5.
I like that. So what were the hockey ones
Islanders
again?
Yeah. So again, we'll go Dallas +1.5.
Yeah.
You can probably get that in around the -130, -140 range. Either the Islanders straight up at even money or the over 5.5 in that one. I prefer the over, but both good options, and the Wild to win over St. Louis.
Fantastic stuff. Scott, as always, man, appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this.
Take care, fellas. Good luck and enjoy the draft tonight.
Yes, sir. You as well. There you go. That is Scott Hastings from OddsShark.com. Everything you need to make the sharper play, head to OddsShark.com today. And he gives us some good betting advice. Rangers, Islanders, the over, and the Stars +1.5. I'm never a huge fan of going on that reverse puck line. For the Oilers tonight, though, Jay, you did your pregame show bright and early today at 12:15. What are you liking betting wise tonight?
So normally I try to bring thoughtful analysis to my bets, but my bets are coming from a place of rage. So I'm going the Oilers -2.5.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. And I'm going Dominic Cahoon goal +500.
Oh, wow. Getting bold.
I'm looking at the Oilers game tonight too for some bets. And how fucking funny is it that Connor McDavid over 1.5 points on the book I'm on is minus odds?
Yeah.
I know.
Just
How good is
ridiculous.
Like, geez, how
awesome.
good are you?
It's like, so the book I'm on has over 1.5 points for Connor McDavid at -115, but it also has under 1.5 at -115 for him. Just bananas.
We talk about for a second the Andrew Ference debacle on the TNT
Oh, that's the
promotion.
best.
Oh, wow.
That's the best.
You have
I
one
love it.
I
job.
just could not believe it. And you see Danny Heatley calling everybody's just like, you idiot. This is your first time to announce a huge TV deal that you just signed, and you just search Oilers captain.
Yep, that's exactly what they did. And I would also argue that the picture they used of Ovechkin, that is an old photo as well, because he was not salt and pepper Ovi like we know today.
Yeah.
I think, was he not using a Reebok jersey in it? Maybe I'm totally off there.
I don't know. I didn't look that close. It was just, man, I laughed.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Ference was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Chalmers, that's not the real Danny Heatley, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
That's the name on it is what's the Twitter? What's the handle?
Danny All-Star Heatley or whatever. He's funny.
Yeah.
Danny Heater All-Star, something like that.
No, it's a funny account though. I like the account. I know it's not Danny Heatley, but it's a funny account.
Good. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up now. I forget where I posted.
It's the best. It's the best that they had Andrew Ference there. Like Connor McDavid has been the captain for what, 5 years now? Something like that.
It just kind of goes to show how things sort of operate there. But yeah, that is definitely
what it goes to show is that you didn't, if you really wanted to put, somebody was like, okay, the best player in the leagues are the captain of the Capitals and the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. Go get a picture of him. And this guy didn't even just search up the 2021 roster. How fucking hard is that?
It's so easy. Google even makes it easier for you.
Ridiculously easy.
The best. Yeah. It's I couldn't have thought of a funnier kind of
it's such a miss. You almost have to ask if it was by design.
Well, I was going to say that it was such a bad miss. It reminded me of something we would do in our yearly countdown for the puck drop just to fuck with people or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I just, by intentionally fucking that up, I'm not sure what you're gaining though, right? Like
attention.
But like
attention.
But the attention only goes to diehard hockey fans who like already know that shit's going on. Like a casual hockey fan's not like, oh my God, they messed up Andrew. Or like, a non-hockey fan isn't like, oh, TNT got the hockey rights. No, I noticed it because they fucked up the image.
Hey boys, here's to a great weekend. I'm looking forward to hockey, but I got to go. I got a date with some new golf shoes.
Whoa. Okay. You have fun with that, Charles.
Don't let us get in the way.
Bye.
Yeah. See you, Chalmers. And then there were three.
I got a hard stop. I got a call. I got a sales call. I'm pitching my life away. And then I'm joining Chalmers in the golf course.
Keep it low then. Keep it low.
There were two.
We'll see, I hit a real high ball, so I do not keep it low. And I'm very streaky.
Still waiting for you guys to invite me out one day. Just saying.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a Tyler Tries episode. Don't you worry.
Okay, sounds good. And then there were two, and this is what Bag Milk and myself have dubbed.
It's what we've always
Hogcast.
wanted. Yep. Are we talking Hogcast now?
No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to get into Hogcast because that is not something I want attached to my name. Are you still doing? We're still going live talk betting every game, right?
Well, no, I kind of shelved it for a little bit because I think that just the routine wasn't there for people. So I went and I jumped on and I did a couple where there was just like there was nobody there. So I think I got to put more thought into actually promoting it better and actually getting it going better because it's fun to do. It's only a quick 10-minute thing, but it's not fun when there's nobody there,
Yeah.
Whereas like now the Bcast, I've been doing this for the Bcast for 4 years.
Yeah.
And people know post game, I'm going live on Instagram and it's become a routine. Whereas risky business, it wasn't that yet. So I'll just take it on Twitter and I'll talk about my bets on Twitter.
Can I reserve a spot on the Beatcast tonight?
Of course you can.
Perfect. I'm going on the game. So it lines up nicely. Usually you start the Beatcast right when I get home from the rink. So like the timing is like absolutely perfect on that. So what do you expect tonight? Oilers and Flames. Let's just wrap up with a quick take on that. Like, I don't know. To me, I'm not like overly enthused about this one, but I mean, still a battle of Alberta. So still should be a good game. I'm kind of hoping the Flames being out of it, like really pisses them off and they come with some energy and maybe that wakes up the Oilers, but I don't have high hopes.
I'm hoping that, and I wrote it in the GDB, today's like one of those days, I think that the Oilers could really do themselves some favors with just flexing that killer instinct, working on the concept of kicking a team when they're down. I mean, how often was it for years that the Oilers would run through that that California trip and just get dummied by all three teams because they were the one that people knew they should beat. And right now, I think the Flames are a team that the Oilers should beat more often than not. They're not playing very well. Like, think about this, Tyler. I was doing the GDB today. Tyson Barrie would be leading the Flames in scoring this year. It's just they're not putting the puck in and they're having a hard time keeping it out. So if this is a game that the Oilers should win, let's bring the magic number down. Let's put the more pressure on Calgary to try and stay alive. This is one of those games where, I get what you're saying. It doesn't have the same kind of weight or gravitas or even anticipation that a normal BOA would have, but there's still stuff to play for. There's still work to get done. And I would love to see the Oilers just kind of knock another thing off the to-do list, get close to that magic number. I don't think they're going to catch Toronto, but like, how close can they get?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think having more guys also, wouldn't it be great too if like a guy like Yamamoto can get maybe a goal or two?
How many breakaways has he missed on in the last 10 games or odd man rushes?
He's just gripping the stick right now. But, development isn't in a straight line. And he came in, I imagine for a guy like Yamamoto, and he would probably never say it in a million years, but he was played so well and was so successful after being recalled last season that he's putting a bunch of pressure on himself to try and get back to that level. And the more it's not happening, the more I imagine he's gripping the stick because like you said, he's just having clear looks all over the place. And that's a guy that I'd love to score. Same with Dominic Cahoon. He's playing with Connor. The other night, he could have easily got one, but he had to dust the puck off a little bit and, a little bit of confidence. We talked about Nuge already. Having him going would be a great thing. Let's get another goal from Nuge tonight. There's plenty to go, plenty to talk about, and plenty to be excited about. So I'm with you, but I'm not with you at the same time.
The thing I'll say about Yamamoto, because some people like to jump down his throat a little bit here, is even when he's not scoring, every game I pick out 5 moments at least where I go, nice play Yamamoto, nice play Yamamoto. Like he's in hard on the corners. And we talked about this at the beginning of the season when we were, chatting a bit about, like what is Yamamoto being too hyped? Like what's going on here? What should we expect? And I said, a lot of things that he does well are just totally effort based. It's going into the corners. It's getting in behind the net, forcing turnovers, getting the puck to Draisaitl. And he still does that even when he's not scoring. So for the people who say he's a waste in the top, like, nah, you need to watch the games a little bit closer to see what he does well and see why guys like Draisaitl like playing with him. You're right.
The funny thing about Yamamoto too, is if we're just strictly talking about points, he and Puljujarvi have the same amount of points. Puljujarvi has 1 more. So it's just
right?
It's just funny that the expectations are so wildly different for 2 guys who are almost identical in age. I think that I'd like to see Yamo shoot more. He's got a sneaky good wrister too, and I feel like he's defaulting to Draisaitl a little bit too much. Whereas last year he was more willing to be the guy who would just hammer it at the net, and it'll come for him. Like you said, all the stuff he does apart from scoring, it's all there. The work is there. The hard work is there. You would never watch a game and be like, well, fucking Yamamoto's really mailing it in. He's not hustling at all today. It's not the case.
You don't notice that. No.
I've got a lot of time for him. I think he'll turn it around. But man, a game like tonight, wouldn't it be great against Calgary if that's the one where he starts to get going?
And he's traditionally played pretty well against the Flames, I believe. Like I kind of remember him scoring some goals. Puljujarvi always plays good against Calgary as
Nuge
well.
Plays good against Calgary. There's some guys who played really well against the Flames historically that, they could do some damage tonight. And it'd be really, really nice as we got 9 games left on the year. Yeah. If more than just like McDavid's a freak. We can talk about him all day. Draisaitl, he's also a freak. Those 2 are going to be fine. If we can get more from the rest, the Oilers are going to be a lot for somebody to handle.
Isn't the draft a funny thing? Can you imagine if the Oilers would have taken Sam Bennett, like what the organizational differences would have been?
Oh my God.
It's just shit.
It's
they got so lucky with him sitting there at 3rd. Can you imagine if they would have gotten stuck with Reinhart?
Well, that's the thing is we don't thank the Buffalo Sabres enough for taking Sam Reinhart at number 2. Like that's the reality. If you redraft, there's no way Leon doesn't go number 1, right?
Oh, Aaron Ekblad's a damn good D-man. You're not taking him over Leon Draisaitl.
No, you're not. You're not taking him over a guy who's a 50-goal, back-to-back, 100-point Hart Trophy winner. It's not going to happen. So, the Oilers got insanely lucky. And it's also funny that Sam Bennett seems to be turning things up as soon as he got out of Calgary, too. So, that'll be an interesting story to follow as he kind of moves on in the second act of his career. But, if the guys behind Connor and Leon can get going, start chipping in, start feeling good about their games, that'd be great. And there's no better time for it than a Battle of Alberta.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I think that's something to watch tonight and down the stretch is just that get everyone else going. I want Neil to get going. I want McLeod to keep taking steps forward. Archibald, bang, get going. Cahoon, get going. The blue line, keep playing strong. Like be at your peak for game 1 of the playoffs. And I think down the stretch, you're just trying to build towards that. And for Dave Tippett, making sure the team gets there.
Look, how much better does Ethan Bear look over the last month even? He's making confident plays with the puck. Even Caleb Jones, the fact that he beat out Chris Russell for a job. You talked about that on Oilers Nation Radio. He basically had a week to win that job, and he did so far.
Yep.
If you're Dave Tippett tonight, do you put fresh legs in? Like a Chris Russell maybe, or I don't know who else they've got for forwards right now available, but maybe Tyler Ennis,
No, I wouldn't. Just because you played so good last game, I wouldn't take out Shore. I think you need to try and keep getting Neil going just to see if you can get some good play out of him. So I wouldn't put Ennis in. I will say this though, that in the final 5-6 games of the season, I would play Evan Bouchard almost every single game. We talked about this on Oilers Nation Radio. I would create a rotation where Bouchard plays and then Larson sits 1 game, Barry sits 1 game, Bear sits 1 game. And Bouchard gets 3 games right there. And just because he's clearly their 4th best right shot D-man, and if he needs to come in the first round of the playoffs because someone gets hurt, I don't want his first taste of game action in a month and a half to be a playoff game where that could even be a must win. So I'd get him in. I'd get him into a game. I would try to get almost everyone on that second layer of depth into a game. And I think Tippett will prioritize that once they, I already think they pretty much have second place locked up, but it's still pretty much locked up. It's not like solidified, hammer it down, nail in the coffin. It's over. They have home ice. Once that point comes, then I think Tippett will start to mix more guys in.
That's what I mean. Like, let's get these games against the Flames in the win column and just move towards that, because I know Gregor reported on it at Oilersnation.com now. Bouchard, his agent, the Oilers all agreed that it's best that he sticks with the big team instead of going to Bakersfield. I still don't get it. Ryan McLeod had to do the quarantine thing, and he's in the lineup, and he's fine. You know, I guess I don't get it really at all.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this thing up by giving some love to our friends at Twig and Berries. twigandberries.ca. They're also moving right now. I was seeing some teasers online of what their new shop will look like. It looks real nice. You can find them on Instagram. Twig and Berries CA. Free shipping in Canada on orders over $75. They got their own brand of nutsack underwear, and you can save 15% with the promo code NATION15. twigandberries.ca. Good local company. Look good this summer. It's gonna be a nice summer. The weather's turning. Why would you not want to look good as well? twigandberries.ca can help you do that. Yep, look good, feel good. Oilers looking to do that same thing today. Bag Milk, thanks for being a trooper and staying for over an hour with me while everyone else bailed.
So it's like somebody's got to be a professional around here, you know?
Damn right. All right, this has been episode 277 of the Real Life Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the BOA. We'll talk again on Monday.
Great job on making it through the entire hour of the Real Life Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast from.